With the NBA draft coming up sooner rather than later, and NBA teams narrowing down their choices on who they would be drafting and who, best fits their roster, that leaves us with a big wild card in Ace Bailey. And Ace, who's been one of the top prospects in this draft, widely known as a top 3 pick for the last few months, at least what I've been seeing, he has been having some drama lately, and his draft stock is honestly falling a lot. What is up, y'all, and welcome back to another video. And before we get into everything, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe like I always say. Helps me out so much, and obviously we're going to be talking about Ace Bailey today. I haven't really made a draft video in a while, since probably Cooper Flag. However, I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the media about Ace Bailey recently, and I feel like there's a lot to talk about with him. And the first thing I saw was a tweet from NBA Central saying Ace Bailey's draft stock has fallen due to his unwillingness to visit several teams and the fact that he has yet to conduct a single workout. And this is per Draft Express, so it's a pretty credible source, right? And it goes on to say how Bailey believes he's a top 3 player in the draft and wants to be selected by a team that will provide a clear pathway to stardom. And then the quote goes, Bailey's pre-draft workout strategy has perplexed some observers, and he has yet to conduct a single known workout to date. Having declined invitations from several teams within his draft range, sources say Bailey's camp has informed interested teams that they believe he is a top 3 player in the draft, but also seeks a clear pathway to stardom, perhaps feeling comfortable that a team will trade up to get him at number 3 or 4. So what I took away from this whole quote and this whole tweet from NBA Central was that Ace Bailey has not conducted a real workout yet so far with any NBA teams, and he basically is pretty confident that he's going to go 3 or 4. But he also mentioned how he wants to go to a team that can provide him a clear path to stardom. So I don't really know if he's throwing shots at the Philadelphia 76ers or if he's just saying that just to let teams know that he has the mentality to be a star. I don't really know exactly, but he did note that. Something else that I saw was a tweet from NBA Central saying one draft lottery prospect reportedly refused to work out with the Hornets because he didn't want to play with LaMelo Ball. And, they didn't clearly say this was Ace Bailey, but Ace has been the only draft lottery prospect who's spoken out in media that he wants to be a star, and also spoken out in media how he's not been working out with some certain teams, or at least it's been put out in the media how he's not been working out with certain teams. So in everybody else's perspective, it looks like Ace Bailey is the one saying this. I may be wrong, but it just looks bad for him. The Hornets also have the 4th overall pick, so if he doesn't go to the Sixers, the Hornets would be, obliged to take him. And, if he's saying this in the media, the Hornets might not want to take him either, so he could fall out of the top 4. Something else on top of all this is how Ace Bailey wanted a promise from the Sixers before agreeing to meet with them. We don't really know exactly what this promise is, but we can only guess, and it could be, he made them promise to pick him, or he could make them promise to trade the pick away. Who really knows? But hearing all of this news a week before the NBA draft is a little crazy to me, and the fact that Ace is in so much media right now and he's getting so much media attention from all this is a little concerning. It could hurt his draft stock, and just by looking at his draft stock a few weeks ago, or a few days ago actually, he was projected to go 3rd or 4th, and now he's projected to go 5th or 6th. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, it's a couple spot drop, but in my mind, he was a top 3 prospect a month ago, if you asked me. And it's just crazy how what people say in the media, what your actions do can affect your draft stock so heavily, because I feel like if Ace Bailey just went to all the workouts, did his usual routine that most NBA draft prospects do, he would be a lock for top 3 or maybe top 4 if worst case scenario, right? But now that he's projected to go 5th or 6th, it's kind of crazy. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was how Ace Bailey reportedly has Omar Cooper, the father of Sharif Cooper, representing him as his agent, and Cooper reportedly wanted to be paid for doing on-camera interviews. And a quote that is attached in this tweet from Goodman Hoops says, it just seems as though Ace Bailey has received some poor advice over the past year, has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So there's multiple reasons kind of piling on top of each other as to why Ace Bailey's draft stock is falling, from, having Sharif Cooper's dad as his agent, to him not wanting to participate in anybody's workouts, and to him basically making the Sixers make him a promise before meeting with them. Normally you don't do that as an NBA prospect. It's just all kind of crazy, and I feel like it's just all building up onto each other as to reasons why his draft stock's falling, like I just said. And with the NBA draft coming up next Wednesday, either the Philadelphia 76ers are going to take him, trade that pick away so someone else could take him, or he might just fall to 5th or 6th, which would be crazy. I feel like he's a top 3 talent for sure, maybe a top 4. I know VJ Edgecombe is raw too, so at least 4, but it's looking like his draft stock is falling, and he might fall to 5 or 6 or even 7. That would be crazy, and I feel like he's too talented to be that. I feel like he has too much potential, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see till next Wednesday and see what actually happens. This could be his whole plan. Maybe he wants to tank his draft, stock and be picked to a team that he would rather play for. Who really knows there? Or he could just be building up too much confidence and feel too confident in his ability, and it might bite him in the butt. But yeah, like I just said, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Ace Bailey. There's been a lot of stuff in the news. I'll keep you guys updated if I find anything else in the media, but For now, that's all I got. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. Like I always say, comment down below what you guys think about this news, what you guys think about Ace Bailey's draft stock potentially falling. It's kind of crazy to me, but maybe it's not too crazy to you guys. Let me know all that down below in the comments. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe like I just said earlier. And yeah, I'll see you guys.